Hello and welcome to McIver's Grant Public Library Storytime Tuesday. Today we are going to celebrate Black History Month with a book about the Underground Railroad. This book is called Unspoken. And this book is by Henry Cole, and it says A Story from the Underground Railroad. I'm going to show you that beautiful picture at the front. The pictures are very detailed in this book. Looks like they're done in pencil, with a lot of little bitty lines that give them a lot of detail. On the back of the book it says, "What would you do if you had the chance to help a person find freedom?" This month, as a part of our Black History Month celebration, McIver's Grant Public Library has a display in the lobby that has several different aspects. We've got all of our Underground Railroad books. We have some information on West Tennessee and its role in the Underground Railroad. We have some information on a very neat resident who was born before the Civil War. He was born free, but he freed his father, his mother, and his son from slavery. We also have an interactive quilt scavenger hunt with quilt blocks. Let me get this. You can go around the library and find all these quilt blocks that had different symbols for people on the Underground Railroad. And when you figure out what the words are on the side, you go up to the front desk and tell them those words and you get a prize. We're going to add more things all through the month of February as we celebrate Black history. And today we're going to focus on Unspoken. This book is a very interesting book because not only is it titled Unspoken, it is a wordless picture book. So Henry Cole drew these wonderful pictures, and he would like for you to write the story in your mind. So we're going to go through the pictures and see what happens to this little girl back in the Civil War times. This book was published by Scholastic. There you have Henry Cole. And right there is one of those quilts, just like we were talking about here at the library. That was a signal sometimes to let people know this is a safe place for you. All right, there's the first picture. There was that homestead that had that quilt over the fence. The quilt might have had certain quilt blocks on it that are certain symbols for a runaway slave to let them know if it's safe to come in, where they might need to go next, where they might find some rest, where they might find another conductor on that Underground Railroad. And here we see a little girl. She's got her cow on a leash. She's taking the cow someplace. She's got a cat. Looks like she's kind of close to her house. Now what does she see? What is coming up to her? What's coming close to her house? Soldiers, aren't they? It must have been a scary time to have a war going on right around their houses, having to choose sides. And there she is, a little closer up picture, and you can see those soldiers riding away. There she is. What is she doing? Looks like she's doing her chores, doesn't it? What is she doing? She's feeding some chickens at her house. Here in the background you see the house, you see her cat that's always close by, and you see this house, this extra shed or house or storage building. What kind of chores do you do at your house? Do you have chickens that you feed? Some people do. Do you have to make your bed? Do you have to clean up? Sometimes people have to clean the dishes or sort the clothes. What's your chore that you do at your house? I bet you're a helper just like she is. And there's her mom calling her to do a different chore. She's got a basket. And oh, she's going to go into the shed that holds her food. You see the cat going in front of her? The cat. And there she is. Can you tell that something's caught her attention? What would make you look away from the shelf if you were putting things in the shelf? Can you see anything in the corn? Can you see anything in the picture hiding? I see something right up here. What is that? That's an eye. It looks like somebody's hiding in the corn that's in their shed. Would that be kind of scary to have somebody hiding in the corn? But they had a quilt over their fence, so they might know that somebody's hiding over there. You see? See his eye? Might be somebody running away to freedom. Kind of scares the little girl though, doesn't it? So she runs back to her house and she stands right there against the house, wondering what to do. What would you do? There's her family eating their dinner, saying their prayers, saying their blessing. What would you do if you all of a sudden realized that that person out there in your shed might not have eaten in a little while? They might need something to eat. If you sneak back out with a lantern, see she has a napkin in her hand. And oh, there she goes. She left him some food, didn't she? And snuck back in the house. It looks like she does that for a little while. Can you see the different things that she brought the person that's hiding to eat? She brought some pie and a biscuit, some cornbread, and a piece of chicken. And as she's coming back with some water, who's coming? Who's visiting the farm this time? They're not just riding by. Who came? The soldiers. And the soldiers are looking for somebody. See, they're in the house now, and he's holding a sign that says, "Escaped," which means the person in the shed is probably a slave who's escaping slavery, trying to find a free place to live. Can you see the little girl? Where's she now? And where's our friend now? Looks like she took care of him again, didn't she? She moved him to a different place so they could search the house and nobody would be able to find him. Search the shed and nobody would be able to find him. And there go the soldiers. They're leaving now. She goes back out at night. And they're not there anymore. They've gone forward. They've had some rest. They've had some food. They've been safe from the soldiers for a little while. And now they're moving on north, looking for freedom. But he left her a present, didn't he? He made a doll out of the corn husk and the napkin that she gave them. And there she is, warm and snug in her bed and free and thinking about her friend. And there is our light that reminds us to always do what we can for others, to be a light in the world. And I know that you are. You are already a helper. So this is the author's note in the back. This is what they wrote. Again, this is Unspoken by Henry Cole. So Henry Cole says, I didn't want to tell the story about bloody battles or spitting into bread dough. I wanted to tell or show the courage of everyday people who were brave in quiet ways. I wanted to make this a wordless book. The two main characters in this story are both very brave, and they both have a strong bond, and they communicate with great depth. Yet both are silent, and they speak without words. Because I only made pictures, I'm hoping you will write the words and make this story your own, filling in all that has been unspoken. So not only is this book named Unspoken because nobody would speak of what was hiding in the shed because they were afraid somebody would find out, but it's also called Unspoken because there's no words in the book. So you can speak yourself and make your own story. I do like this book. I like the thought of people coming together to help each other in troubling times. I think we still do that. And I'm very happy that we were able to share it together today in honor of Black History Month. And we'll see you next week. Have a great week. Bye-bye.